There's a controversy now that in Dunnes stores in Dublin they were saying some sort of like Eid al-Fitr themed pajamas.
These people get fucking
what?
mental.
It was like Islamic pajamas that they were selling. I don't know.
Bananas in pajamas got radicalized. What?
Islamas in pajamas.
The thing. Hi everyone, it's Shane.
It's Oscar.
And you are listening to the Pure Notions podcast, where we go through the alphabet, A to Z, and talk about a different topic about being Irish and being abroad. Yeah. Today, what letter are we on?
H.
For
heroin. For
heroin?
For housing.
Housing.
Yes.
Housing.
Because in Ireland we have something of a housing crisis.
Yeah.
And just it's far too expensive to rent anywhere. There's not enough houses.
Oh, stop.
It's impossible for people to buy houses. I think some bank in Ireland recently they said that you cannot own a house until like the people become first time home buyers at age 39 now in Ireland.
What?
That's next year for me.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
So where's your house? Where's your deposit?
I'm just going to look at you directly into the camera and have a swig of this beer and let you come to your own conclusion about where my mortgage deposit is.
It's in clogging up his liver. But I know like a handful of people who own houses, like for my generation, like who aren't like, you know, and I don't want to say adults because I'm an adult, but like people older than me.
To me, it is the ultimate definition of adulthood, though. It is more so than like getting married or having kids. When someone owns a property, I'm like, whoa, yes. You're like a proper adult. I might do that someday, realizing that the margin of where the bank will not give me a mortgage because I'm old is coming closer. I'm like, I'll get a 35-year mortgage, and they're like, you will be dead. Oh, that's depressing. But do you believe that you will ever own a property?
I think by inheritance.
Okay.
I mean, because my dad has a house, and I don't want to think about the long-term future. But at some stage, there will be a house possibly coming to me.
You're an only child?
No.
Okay.
But there's I don't know. I don't know for certain. But I mean, maybe. Well, actually, we have two. Well, we have two houses that are like right next to each other that we were living in one house, and then while we were living there, the other house is being built out the back. So there's a property with two houses on it. Okay. But and I'm sure that won't cause any problems with me and my brother in the future, dividing those up. But but I mean, again, I don't want to think about that because that's
it's depressing. Yeah. I don't think I will ever own a home in my own right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe eventually, but part of the problem in Ireland is after the housing not the housing crash, the global financial crisis in 2008, we had all these ghost estates, so they're building all these crazy houses, building all this like housing estates outside these really small random towns in the idea that they'd be like taken up quite easily, that they would sell them quite easily, and then obviously they were just kind of lying abandoned for however like 10, 15 years until like some of them got resold, and then they were being built again. But then there's this twin thing of like there's the population in Ireland is booming, and that's from people like moving to Ireland, and also people having kids and stuff. Like the population is growing faster than new houses are being built, and like I think it's below replacement rates basically, that like it needs to be something like 30,000 housing units a year or something need to be built, and it's nowhere near that.
Yeah. Here's the thing for anyone listening: if you think that either one of us actually know a lot about housing, we do not. But
no, I've listened to a lot of podcasts.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. Not to get too political, but politically, the two people running the government now, the two political parties running the government right now, those two parties, they have been running the country since the country existed.
Yeah.
And they can't fix it. We have been talking about this for 15 years, about how bad this is, and they can't fix it. I think it's reasonable to assume, if we were just honest with ourselves and go, they can't fix it. Yeah. So if it is an issue for you, don't vote for them. But the fact that we keep voting for them, pretending that they're going to fix it, and I think all well and good. They can't. If you're a landlord and you have never paid rent in Dublin, you have never struggled to pay rent. If you are a politician who has gone to the bank of mammy and daddy to get your deposit, let's be real, you can't fix this. No. You can't fix it because you don't really understand it. Every single thing they've done has made this worse. This is the worst problem in Ireland. And for any other European people listening, if you're like, oh, bit of a housing crisis in Ireland, if you look up the facts and figures, like there is nothing. At one point in Ireland, I think it was in 2022, there was 80 properties to rent in the entire country. Like, it is seriously.
No, like
wait, how bad were those 80 properties? Like, were they actively haunted by a ghost of Hitler?
But I mean, if you want like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment in Dublin, like centre Dublin, like it's like $1,000, $2,000 easily, you know, $3,000. Like now, like the most common thing, like people renting rooms and stuff. Like I have a whole apartment to myself in the centre of Bratislava for €600. Right, €600.
Yeah. Do you pay 600? We live in the same building. Yeah. Do you pay €600? Yeah. I pay 850.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the gay rebate did not work out this time.
Can we turn off? What the fuck?
Well, yours is like twice. Yours is like twice the size, man. You got.
Is it? Oh, is mine bigger?
Yeah.
Oh, grand.
But yeah, I know, like it's So they're all they passed a law this week because there was like a rent freeze. Okay, yeah, and they've rescinded the rent freeze because it was like the rent freeze, it could only go up by 2% every year, and they got rid of that now. But basically, now what's happening is you can only raise the rent if you for like a new contract. So I think like some housing estate, like 37 people got evicted yesterday or like this week.
This is exactly what I mean. What they're doing is they have the best intentions. I don't doubt that they have the best intentions. I don't think anyone in the government is maliciously making this worse, because they're all, at the end of the day, they're all Irish. They're all lovely, but everything they do makes it worse. I was living in a property before COVID. And the landlord came along and went, I'm selling the building. And he put the building up for sale. There is nothing in the law that said, so I had to leave. The contract was null and void because the property's on sale. There's nothing to say when the property sells, I have X amount of time to move out.
Yeah.
It was if the property has been put up for sale. The landlord never sold the property. He put it on the market, by all means, advertised, but never sold it, and just kicked everyone out of the building, and then just brought new people in on completely new contracts.
Higher rent, too.
Yeah, and so you just think, well, what I would have done there, because I pay rent, is I would have made the law to say, okay, if it goes up for sale once it's purchased, the tenant has 6 months after the date of purchase. But if you read the way it was written, it was like, if the property doesn't get sold for any reason, the landlord has to offer it back to the previous tenant for the same price. You're like,
after
you've presumably died under a bridge. Like, how dumb. If you look at the stuff that's written, it is written by people who don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know what they're doing, and this is why I think it's never going to get better until we kick them out, or we just admit that it's not really that big of a deal. Someone, if you have a mortgage and you live in a house, be like, look, I don't really care. I don't want any of these. Okay, fine, then you don't really care about it.
You need an Irish Mao Zedong.
Yeah, we need a permanent more in the landlord class.
The fashion designer.
No, Mao killed all of the
landlords.
Yeah.
Who?
Mao.
The Italian fella.
Yeah. China.
Who? What's his name?
Mao Zedong.
Oh, Mao Zedong. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, he was on a T-shirt. And I went to Italian fashion designer. No. Oh, no, he's not. No. Oh, yes, he was.
You need an Irish version of that.
I hope we don't do it that extreme. We do need something fucking magical.
My proposal for fixing the housing crisis in Ireland, okay?
Oh, God. Stand back, everyone.
So, we deport it. No.
The foreigners.
Well,
all the English.
Okay, so in Slovakia and all over Eastern Europe, they have these big, dirty, ugly housing estates. The panel, like an Irish housing estate, they build, like, it's very wide, it uses up a lot of space. Everyone has like an individual house. Not everyone needs a house, really. Like, I think a lot of people, like, we're kind of allergic to the idea of living in an apartment in Ireland. But I think apartments are perfect. You know, they're fine if you have everything you need.
I'm so on board with an apartment.
So we tried high density housing in Ballymun before, and it was famously horrible. It was all like they had to blow up the towers and stuff.
What?
Yeah, it was like, yeah, they demolished the towers.
We messed it.
You didn't. You 9/11 yourself.
We did 9/11 on Ballymun, but but it was
We 9/11 ourselves.
It was, but the whole thing was like it was like famously bad, just really like just full of drugs and like just people, just really. It was like
you did. But the thing is, public housing, but only for the poor.
Yes, but it was a public housing, but it had no public transport, no amenities, no anything. It was like
they built it on like the edge. I mean, there were horses like roaming around it in the 80s.
Made it
like
the worst thing possible.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, compare that to Petrojelka in Bratislava, like, which is like, it's like the place didn't exist until like the 70s. They started building it, and you've got all these. It's like maybe 200,000-300,000 people living in this little thing. In this, like, it's maybe 10 square miles or something or less, and there's shops, schools.
It's socialism, though. Yeah.
Well, maybe we need a bit of socialism, Ireland, and just but like, not just like baby brain, like, oh yeah, well, but like, economically investing in the social fabric of the country.
Oh no, the whole setup in Ireland is they take an enormous piece of land. Everyone gets a front garden that they don't use, a back garden, and you have these huge. But everyone has to drive. You all have to drive because there's no bus route, and you have these huge green areas in the middle. That, like, okay, it's nice for kids to play football on it, but it's not really a football pitch.
It's useless.
And you have these huge, big expanses where everyone effectively needs a car, and so then, but there's no proper infrastructure put in. So you have these like sprawling housing estates where I'm like, I don't think the quality of life is that high that if you just built a massive apartment
building.
But
even in the small towns in Slovakia, they'll have like maybe one of these buildings, like one high-rise apartment building. And I've been arguing with people online about this for quite a while. Like, a lot of people say, "Oh, this, it's ugly architecture. It's soulless. It's like blah blah blah." It's like, but it's better to have somewhere for people to live in.
It is ugly though. It is. There's no reason for it to be.
But like, you could paint.
Get a gay architect.
Yeah, get a
gay socialist architect. A gay Mao Zedong.
That's what they did in Vienna. No, that's all social housing, but isn't it a good system here? Like, it's all the buildings are like
Vienna's amazing,
cooperatively owned.
Well, so a third of Viennese are living in social housing, like, because we're the only at least to my knowledge, the only city with over 1 million people that offers social housing to everybody.
Yeah,
like, you can be a doctor, make 12K a month, and you still are eligible.
It's not means tested.
Huh?
It's not means tested.
No, because
this is a really good idea, though, because it removes the stigma. When my parents came here and they did a bus tour of Vienna, they were like 30% social housing. I was like, because you assume social housing is people who don't have the capacity to pay rent. Yeah. They do have the capacity to pay rent. It's for everybody, and I don't know, like,
and it's most of the time more convenient, easier, cheaper, and if you get modern public housing, they have amenities that even private housing sometimes doesn't have. Like, one of my friends, they have a fucking pool on the roof. They have a pool on the roof, and they have a community sauna in the basement. And we're not talking like a 3-4 people sauna. Like, this is like a 40 people sauna. Like it's a big ass fuck off sauna.
You get lost in the sauna.
Get lost in the sauce.
Shane is really trying to restrain himself right now. How can I join Austrian public housing?
I think the swimming pool would be kind of useless in Ireland, but definitely sauna wouldn't go amiss.
But the big puddle outside, big pothole.
We dug a hole.
Swim in that there, Maureen.
But
jump into it.
So that was the one aspect, is that everybody can join, basically, and that also not only removes the stigma, as you said, but also it when you have rich, influential people living there, then shit gets fixed faster.
Yeah.
Because they yell at some government official.
Yeah.
And that government official then has more impetus to do something, Because it's not just Joe Schmo asking, Franz and Hans. It's not just them,
Is Joe Schmo the Austrian Joe Blogs?
I think it's the American Joe Blogs.
The Joe Schmo.
Is it?
It's Joe Schmo.
Joe Schmo off the street.
What?
John Q. Yeah.
What do you call, like, Joe Blogs here?
Huh?
Like Mr. Man.
Oh,
Adolf Hitler.
Oh shit! No, well,
I was literally just thinking Hitler. Mozart.
I should know this, but I guess. Well, the generic one is Max Mustermann.
Max Mustermann.
Yeah,
Max Wustermann.
Mustermann, which
Mustermann.
is Muster is a pattern, so it's Max Pattern Man because it's
Maxi pad.
Yeah. Because it's the most generic after a pattern conceived notion. And then I guess it would be like Max Müller, I guess, would be.
Müller.
Yeah, Max Müller, because Müller is such a generic.
Yeah, like Miller.
Yeah.
Worst apartment you've ever rented?
Oh.
Talking about housing, but we're trying to be all serious, trying to fix the government problems of housing. Let's talk about houses you've lived in.
I'm trying to think. The one I mentioned in last week's episode when the guy came into the
your
kitchen.
gay marriage story that had nothing to do with gay marriage. Yes,
that house is pretty horrible. Like it was a really tiny 1-bedroom thing. Like I'm pretty sure my neighbor was a weed dealer.
Hey, that sounds great.
Well, I mean, if I was friends with him, and I was actually buying weed off him, and I'm pretty sure there was like 2, maybe 3 Brazilian guys on the top floor sharing a room together. There was a Spanish guy who later went to jail for stabbing someone. There was
the Brazilians were the waxing poetically.
What?
Thank you, Oscar.
I don't think they were waxing poetically. I think they were probably
just waxing,
riding poetically. And I had a guy next to. There was a guy next to me. Like I went in there the first night. I was sleeping there, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's a big city. It's Cork City of good." And like, was that my
the big metropolis of Cork, the world's biggest village.
I'm a gigantical tree, but
how many people live in Cork? About 250,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. So it's Linz.
Yeah. I was like, oh. So big, and like the people next to me, like it was like the fellow was living with his girlfriend, and they're riding, and I was like oh, and then he started singing to her. He started singing some, like, I don't remember what song it was. He was singing like Akon to her or something.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely.
And just the whole place is shite. Like it was like the kitchen. No one did any washing up. The lights weren't working in the kitchen. Some fella came and broke in because he had a key. So
I lived in a place. I'm just going to talk about it. I lived in a place in Barcelona where I live with all these Italian drug dealers, and one guy was like, he was yelling at me for not cleaning a plate properly. Like he picked up the plate and was like, Shane, like something Italian, and like, you know, look at this plate, it's not really clean, there's still a bit of a stain on it. And I was like, thank you so much, Pepe, but your friend has been asleep on the floor for 3 days. And I have to step over him every time. And he's like, he's sleeping. We go party, and we go another party. But I wanted to have friends over, and he's asleep on the floor in the hallway. Like, I'm sorry, the plate's not clean, but like, I'm not sure we have the same values.
Clean the floor up.
Can you clean? Yeah, can you clean? Can you clean? But I've had some insane apartments. I had someone drive a car into our house. Yeah.
Uber?
No, drunk driving. Like
okay.
he was in our friend circle.
Okay.
In London, he drove a car. I lived in London for a few years.
So he made it where he wanted to be. Like the house was where he
got to
be.
the destination,
Okay,
just
good,
not
good.
exactly. But then he drove it into, and then he was like, my car, and we're like, dude, like the fucking house. Like, are you insane? And then he was like, do you think I have to pay for that? I'm like, probably, yeah. Like, probably. You probably do have to pay for it. I don't think he did pay for it, actually. I never followed up on that story.
We all want to catch this man. Who did this?
He got away very slowly in a highly dented vehicle.
Probably second worst apartment I lived in. I mean, it was quite cheap, but it was the basement of the building we're in currently. I was living like.
Oh yeah, there's no windows in that.
There's no windows.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I was like living. I felt like
great location though. Great location.
Prison cells in the EU are not allowed to have no windows.
It was like just really like tiny windows, like really. So there was some natural light coming in the morning.
You were souterrain.
Yeah,
not basement.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I would still call it basement, but like there was like the water. Every time I ran the water, there was like stuff floating on the. It looked like oil like floating on it. Like,
God!
I'm not drinking that. And yeah, so I was only there for a few weeks, so it was okay.
Yeah,
but
And I love. Can I just say, I love our building because we live in a building now, and we've got loads of friends.
Yeah.
We've got Luciana and Colin. Hi. And we've got Evan. Hi.
Colin, you mean?
Colin. Colin. Oh, I do always. They're interchangeable words to me. Yeah. And we've got John. We've got loads, and we've got a new fella who moved in. A new fella who moved in with a scooter.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I thought he was delivering food, because he's Arab. But he wasn't delivering food. He actually lives there, and that was a horrendous impression.
Oh well.
I was like, you have no idea how awkward it is to be like, Shane, Domino's, and he's just going into his apartment.
You were the monster.
Had to transition out of it and be like, oh, welcome. Hey, and then like get in the elevator and go down to the other fella who was delivering me pizza.
You thought he was going to get in the elevator and bring it up to you? That'd be great service.
They do that to me all the time.
Do they?
Oh, yes. I ring the doorbell and they come up.
Okay, I'm on the first floor. So, but you know, we live we live in the most Irish building in Slovakia after the Irish embassy. I'd say because there's
so many Irish.
There's like five Irish people. We got a guy in the basement. Another guy is taking the basement stuff.
Yeah.
Me. Well, yeah. Got.
I hate Cork.
Actually, most people are from Leinster. Actually, so it's like Little Leinster.
Little Leinster. Oh, that's nice. Little Leinster.
Yeah.
We'll do that for L.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we remember.
Oh, because you're from Kerry. Yeah.
I'm from Munster. Yeah. I don't know. I think shall we wrap it up there?
Yeah.
Wait. Quick story about my worst.
Oh yeah.
They renovated because I've never lived in a bad place.
Yeah,
no.
Let's just cut it off there. Put the credits on. Shut up.
I'm very fortunate.
I'm Austrian. I don't know what a bad place is.
Okay, so
one time someone was a bit rude to me.
Basically,
I'm in a very bad place right now. I'm in fucking.
So we have a central heating, and because the building is from the 50s, it was an oil kettle for the central heating. Very hot, very stupid, very inefficient, very expensive because heating oil is just stupidly expensive now. And when they switched out to the natural gas one, they had to open up the furnace, the chimney, and it was a pigeon holocaust in there. Because what happened was
got my attention.
Apparently the fumes from the old oil kettle were so poisonous and so strong that in the winter, when the pigeons were sitting next to the chimney up there, they would just pass out and fall into and because it's like 90-degree hot air, they would just cook in there and slowly pulverize. So when they opened it up, it was just like probably dozens or hundreds of pigeons, just like, and some of them were like, you know, like mummies basically, you know, where they're just like in the Pompeii, you know, where they're just like frozen in time basically, like last breath, last flap. Yeah, last flap. Yeah, exactly. So the smell was kind of horrendous.
Good girl.
But yeah, that was the only time I was really like, hey, we should have done this way earlier. Like,
how long did it take you to notice the smell of pigeon carcass?
No. So the thing is, because of how air circulation works and the hot air goes up, all the bad smells always transported up into the chimney. And because it's central heating, it's always on, because it's not just for the heating, it's also for warm water.
How many pigeons were there?
Probably hundreds, because it's been decades, you know, that thing was opened up. So, you know, again, from the dust, you can't really judge how much a pigeon weighs, you know?
That's crazy.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. I don't want to do this anymore. Bye.
Bye.